Welcome to the exhibition of my Chevy van rear door collection. I know it's not much, honestly it's quite a small collection, but you know what they say, the size doesn't matter, it's how you use it. And my plan is that by the end of this video I will have 2 doors that are in good enough condition to go back onto my van. Let's see what we're working with. These white doors are the ones that were on the van when I picked it up. And I'm not even sure if these should be allowed to identify as doors anymore. I mean, they are pretty crusty. Like down here, for example, where the hinge connects, well, that part isn't actually connected to the rest of the door. And if I'm being honest, the whole bottom part is kind of missing. And the same goes for the part where the window is supposed to attach. So needless to say, these doors are kind of junk. But these blue doors, on the other hand, they were really cheap. And even though they are not perfect, they are in way better shape, and these are the ones I will work with. So let's get these white doors out of the way and we can start disassembling the blue ones. I have brought one of the white doors back in again because it actually has more information in the bottom than this one, and that is exactly what we need. This one is for the passenger side and this one is for the driver's side, so they are not completely equal, but I think they are close enough and we should be able to gather some inspiration and maybe even some templates from this one. I guess we'll find out. And guess what? I did find out. It's the next morning and I spent way too much time last night trying to figure out how to make this patch panel look like the original door. And when I woke up this morning, my first thought was, why bother? I mean, why bother trying to make that bottom part look like the factory? It's not like when this van is finished, people will see it and go, yeah, it's a nice van, but the fact that the bottom part of the rear door isn't factory really ruins it for me. Well, spoiler alert, there will be 100 things on this van that won't be factory. And I like it like that. I actually want it to be like that. I want this van to be custom, and I want it to be customized for me. And even though the bottom parts of the rear doors isn't the right place to express your creativity, it also isn't the right place to spend all of your blood, sweat, and tears. And on that note, we better cut some metal. The first section is finally ready, and I'm not sure if I told you or not, but I actually decided to divide this into a few sections. This will be the first section, what I like to call the front section. Then there will be one section on this side, and another section on this side, and most probably a section on the top as well. Next I will start working on this corner right here, and the principle is pretty much the same. I will make a stencil out of tape, and then we'll cut and bend some metal. With this little piece finished, I guess the only thing that's really left to do is to start cutting into the door and remove pieces to be able to weld in these new pieces. There's just something about cutting into stuff that always makes me a bit nervous. And I mean, in this case, there are really no reasons to be nervous because I mean, there's not that much to cut away. I guess it will be quite hard to make it any worse. Well, now I guess I jinxed it, and I will make sure to find a way to make it worse. I just had to do a test fit, and believe it or not, it actually fits. Before I finish up this door, I will actually do the inner structure of the other door, just to make sure that they fit together. And if I have to make any adjustments, it's better to do it now than when the door is finished. But that will be tomorrow. For the first time in like forever, this van finally has a pair of rear doors that actually closes properly. I'm pretty stoked about that. Before I finish up the inner structure and start with the outer skin, I will have to mount the bottom locking mechanisms. Because when I do the outer skin, I want to be 100% sure that the doors actually line up. All right, let's do this. Check it out, I just mounted the lock in the other door as well, and now both of them opens, closes, and locks. What more can you ask for in a door, right? And now I can finally finish up the inner structures and start working on the outer skins. But that will have to be tomorrow. I just have to do this one more time. The doors are finally finished, and that means that we are one step closer to being done with all the rust repairs, and that in turn means that we are one step closer to start with the fun stuff. And although I think it's really fun to have 2 functioning rear doors, I am a bit bummed out by the shrinkage I got when I welded the outer skin. I went in there with the spot welds and the air gun, and I thought I was doing a good job, but apparently I went in a bit too hot. But I guess a bit of Bondo will be able to fix that. And if we look at the inside, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. There are some welds that I have left untouched, and that is because they will be covered up with a panel later on. And that kind of brings me to the main learning I got while doing this, and that is prioritization. Prioritize what's important. And I guess that's one of the mistakes I made while doing the floor. If I would have paid less attention in trying to make it look perfect, I guess I could have saved myself a lot of time and a lot of headache. But at the same time, it was a great learning experience, so I really don't regret it. Well, I guess that's all for this video. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope you will stick around for the next one as well. And I promise you, we will soon be out of this rust fixing hell. I think. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!